Hello YouTube, welcome to my new camera lens. This is the 9mm 1.7 aperture Panasonic Leica lens. For those who are not technical, for my return viewers, the main thing for you to know is that it is slightly wider than my old camera lens. Look at all that space I have when I stretch my arm out. And if I hold my arm just naturally, you get this kind of look, which is kind of nice. But as I switch to my old lens, which I'll show you now, this is the 12-60, also a very good lens, but the fact that it only goes as wide as 12mm means that I can't give you the same width as the 9mm. For those who are into camera gear, you'll know that a 12mm is on a micro 4/3 system, which I shoot on. My camera is the GH5 Mark II. You'll know that the 12mm is a 24mm equivalent, whereas the 9mm is an 18mm equivalent. You double it. If that all sounds like nonsense to you, the main thing to notice is how much smaller the space around my head is right now, given that this lens is not as wide. Now, of course, the 12-60 is also a zoom lens, which means I can do nice shots like this, which I obviously cannot do with the 9mm because it does not zoom. So there is an advantage to the 12-60mm as well. There's a reason I still own it and I still love that lens. And for the type of filmmaking I do, where I like to talk to people and I also like to get close-ups of interesting things around me, like maybe I want to get a close-up of that snow on that bench. Oh yeah. This is good YouTube content right here. The point is I can effortlessly get footage like that. Whereas on the new lens, let's switch that out right now. The new lens, despite having the obvious width benefit I was talking about, has the inability to zoom. So if I see some snow on a bench, I mean, I gotta walk over to it like a fool. What am I doing? But of course the point I'm trying to make is obvious, which is there's different lenses, different tools for different jobs. And even though I love the 12-60 lens, there are situations where I wish I had a bit more width. For example, if someone were talking to me, if that were not an empty flower pot, but that were a person, I could speak to them like this, and you could see them and me. Whereas with the other one, it would be like this. It was just a bit too confined. This lens costs $500 US, or about 700 Canadian, plus tax. Yeah, they always get you with that tax, don't they? So it is an example that filmmaking is not cheap, because this lens, by the way, is very small, very portable, tiny in fact. Another reason I like it, because when I travel, I try to keep my gear as small as possible. As it's starting to get darker, I'll give you one clear example. This is the brightest I can go with my current camera lens. And here's the new camera lens. I notice a big difference. Hopefully you do too. But is it worth $500 US for this guy? I'll let you guys decide. Leave a comment. Did I make a good purchase, a good addition to my kit? If you want to purchase one yourself, if you're researching camera gear, there's a link down below where you can find it on Amazon. I'll see you next time. Oh, I just dropped my new lens. Haha, just kidding.